Today's workshop is called How to Leverage AI to Answer Calls, Book Appointments, and Capture Leads While You Sleep. Sounds pretty neat, but we just want to position this so that way you know that this is a service you can offer to local businesses or starting your business. Before every event, it's important that we let you know that results may vary. Past performance is not a guarantee of future performance, and HighLevel does not guarantee that you will experience financial gain or generate revenue since results will vary. And all that to say that we have a wealth of information from you. If you have any questions, comment below. If we haven't had a chance to meet, my name is John Bermudez. I go by JB in the community, and I've had a chance to meet many of you at different events. And it's always great to see familiar faces return on our webinars that we have like today. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'll be on the lookout for you. But more importantly, I want to invite you to meet our special guest. Our special guest is Haplin Milgram Hills. He's also a high leveler, and he's been part of the high level product marketing here for about a year. And he's mostly behind the scenes on building out all the collateral and all the trainings in our university, which he'll show you here shortly. So if you haven't had a chance to get into our playbooks, well, Haplin's the man, definitely to get you at a fast pace, quick to the result that you're looking for. Haplin, I don't want to talk for you here because they're going to say, well, let Haplin say something here. Haplin, what's going on, man? Let the people know how you're feeling right now.
Hello, mic check, mic check. I'm in the house. Yes, my name is Haplin. I'm super excited to be here. As JB said, I'm on the product marketing team here at HighLevel. I've also got a master's degree, but my real my credentials come in the form of coming from the agency world. I worked in an agency for quite a while until we found HighLevel in 2018, then built a whole coaching program around HighLevel, working for a third-party value-added affiliate. So I've been working with HighLevel since it first launched in 2018, and I've never looked back. I'm a real big fan of technology coming alongside small businesses, people who aren't typically considered to be very tech proficient. I come from a non-tech proficient background. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a coder. I'm not a hacker. I'm just a business entrepreneur who works with small businesses, has worked in the agency setting, and needed to use software to get results for my businesses and my clients' businesses. And so I've been clicking buttons, just trying to help digital businesses implement quick and easy wins using just retail software. So yeah, I'm excited to impart some of that knowledge and experience onto you guys. This voice AI thing is very new and very hot, and it's really, really effective. So I'm really excited to get you guys into this. I think it's a amazing time to be getting into small business entrepreneurship, especially helping with tech solutions and marketing solutions and putting those two things together. The time has really never been better. So I've done quite a bit of coaching, and yeah, we can stop talking about me, start talking about you guys. I'm excited to hear from you guys. It really helps the energy for these workshops when JB and I get into it, to make sure there is participation in the comments and said just like feeding off the energy from you guys. So I want to just start by asking, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions throughout our time together. It's going to be interactive. I'm going to be giving you guys some serious homework, some action items to take action on. So let's start building momentum on that now. I want to hear from you guys where you're coming in from. Where are you watching from right now? It's great for us to get a sense of where people are. Personally, I am in San Diego, California. And like I said, it is 9 a.m. for us over here. And I see that there are some folks in the comments. Thank you, Jordan, as well. Our teammate Jordan is going to be not on screen, but he is in the chat and he is with us, helping to answer questions. We will get to some Q&A at the end. I see Chicago, Las Vegas, Dubai, Germany. Wow. Santa Clarita. Hey, pretty close to me. I've got a good friend from Santa Clarita. Fall River, Michigan, Canada, Mexico. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for just, being here with us, working with us, being interactive. It gives me energy to feel like, okay, people are listening. We've got good energy flowing. Let's keep it going. Why listen to us? So HighLevel has grown a lot since we launched about 7 years ago now, and we are currently servicing over 80. This might even be old numbers. We might have grown more since this, but as of last we measured 80,000 marketing agencies served right now, which extends to 1.5 million plus businesses served through them, because every agency has a portfolio of clients. we've reached 622 million leads and generated almost 15 billion conversational messages. So, and Jordan will have these links to put for you in the chat. We've got great support and resources. This is going to be your homework. I'm going to show you this slide a couple of times because this is maybe the most valuable slide in the entire presentation. Live 24/7 Zoom support. You could be on Zoom with our tech support right now if you wanted to. Please don't. Do it right after the call. As soon as we get done, then start hitting your homework. But speak with us, dash live dash walkthrough. Gets you on with our support team. We run a kickoff call for every single new. Doesn't matter if you're paid, trial, as long as you have a HighLevel account, you can get on with support. And then similarly, the kind of recorded course format version of this, all this same content that we're going to be doing in this workshop is found in a playbook, the Voice AI playbook. I made that playbook, and we've got great feedback on it already. It just came out very recently. So I'm going to be going over some of the content live, and we'll be doing live stuff in this workshop. And then the counterpart is the recorded course format where everything's been recorded and coursified for you. And it goes a lot more in depth on some of the screen sharing and the exact buttons to click. So that all said, who is this workshop for? It's for anyone involved in or looking to get involved in a small business that wants to have AI handle its phone calls and get measurable results. So there's kind of two main avatars that I notice that we typically work with. And so I want to ask and call that out right now. Can you please, you're going to either put a 1 or a 2 into the chat for me, and just kind of curious to see people where they're coming from getting into this workshop. Are you planning or hoping or ideating that you'll use voice AI to handle phone calls for your own business or for a client's business? Is this for your own business? Are you a business owner or employee, marketing manager, et cetera, in a business that you work in? Or are you an agency hoping to resell this service, add value to a client's business, or get into a relationship with another business? So that's why get involved in a small business kind of captures both of those. So put a 1 in the chat if this is for your own business. Put a 2 in the chat if you are going to be reselling this service. We've got plenty of folks doing both in the HighLevel community. And I guess if it's both, if the answer is both, if you're going to use it for your own business and you're going to resell it to others, that's kind of the best of both worlds. Put a 3 in the chat if you're that person. I'm interested to see. Oh, we got a lot of 1s and 2s before I even said you could put 3 people. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Quite a bit of 2s. Okay, so it's mostly 2s and 3s from what I'm seeing. All right, cool. Oh, and some 1s as well. All right, great. Lots of 3s. That's the best, right? Why wouldn't you? If you've got a business and you've got clients, I mean, everybody's going to be able to benefit from this. So let's continue on here. Here's what we're going to be covering. 1 second. Today, we're just going to be going over the overview and positioning. I'm going to be walking you through the value proposition of voice AI and kind of like the lay of the land of how it all works. In day 2, we are going to get into setup and deployment, showing you exactly what buttons to click to have success with voice AI. All this stuff and more is covered more in depth, even in the course. So there will be replays of this, but I highly recommend checking out the course as well, especially when it comes into really like getting into the nitty gritty of the tech. Reason being, there's also great resources in the form of help docs that go into even more detail. So obviously HighLevel is a huge platform. We're laser focused on voice AI, but every time there's an opportunity to get into a rabbit hole or talk more about some of the tertiary features that relate to voice AI, SMS, follow-up and automations and pipelines and calendars, it gets really exciting really fast. And so the course is really kind of your segue into learning about some other areas of HighLevel as well. But today, overview and positioning, let's get straight into it. No more fluff from me. Let's talk about the problem facing businesses right now that you are on this workshop to solve. You're here because you're going to be solving this problem. Most businesses are in one of 2 possible situations when it comes to answering inbound phone calls. They're either just straight up missing phone calls, or they're using humans to answer phone calls. They're probably, even if they're using humans to answer phone calls, they're probably still missing phone calls, right? Think about when everybody goes home at night. What happens after 5 p.m. and the phone rings? There's no one in the office, right? So even if they're using home humans, it's probably still a little bit of both, but they may have invested a lot. Let's talk a little bit more. Missing phone calls just equals losing sales. So if the business doesn't do a good job of picking up the phone every time, whoopsie, speaking of the phone ringing, I should go on silent airplane mode for you. So yeah, if you're missing the phone, then you're just missing sales. People call in, depending on the business model. Some businesses really rely on inbound calls to make sales. And if you're missing phone calls, you're just missing sales. And there's no excuse to be. Before, there might have been a good excuse of like, well, it's a lot, whatever. But because of the solution that we have, this is no longer acceptable for small business in 2025. There's no reason another phone call should ever be missed in a business. So many businesses are currently over investing in this, right? Because if you use humans, it's possible, if you're busy, if you're smart, you need to pick up the phone every time it rings, and you might invest in humans, but that can be expensive, unreliable, and a hassle, which we'll talk more about in just a second. Voice AI solves this because now a voice AI agent is going to pick up the phone every single time it rings. It's going to filter out spam, right? This is actually a big issue. I know businesses that because most of the time the phone rings, or some of the time the phone rings, they pick it up and it ends up being spam or some cold calling prospecting thing, or someone trying to sell something, or someone trying to scam them out of their tax information or something. That kind of demotivates businesses to then pick up the phone next time it rings. Like, no, it's ringing, it's probably spam, like whatever. And businesses lose interest in the phone. And that's a huge, huge mistake, because they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They need to be picking up the phone. They need to be answering, because if it is a qualified lead, then that's money on the table, right? So Voice AI really solves this problem, because now voice AI can pick up the phone and it can deal with spam all day long and hang up on them. So it's filtering out spam, super helpful service to businesses, captures leads, not just takes their question, but gathers contact info, puts that in a recap and transcription email that it sends to the business. So every time the phone hangs up, every time the call ends, the business gets notified about, hey, a call took place. This is what happened on it. This is what they said. This is what they want, etc. CRM field population. So if you want to gather contact information and name, obviously phone number is automatically gathered because that's the nature of an inbound phone call. But email, do we want to collect their email for follow-up in that channel? And then custom fields if needed. Do you need to score the client? Do you need to know what kind of make and model their car is? Do you need to know when they bought their house, what year? The voice AI agent can gather all of that information and put it into a contact profile that's neatly organized and stored inside of a CRM. Trigger automation. So after the phone hangs up, not only does it notify the business, but it can actually follow up with the client. So it's more than just voice AI. It interacts with our other AI features to continue the conversation, start them down the sales pipeline, and get them moving down it. And then the best part of all of this is that it's a fraction of the human cost, which we'll talk about right now. Let's talk about the cost of voice AI. This is big because I want you guys to know exactly what it costs, but also in terms of the positioning, the value proposition of AI, it looks really, really, really good. So I'm excited to talk about how much this costs with you. First of all, inside of HighLevel, there are phone charges that exist even if you're not using AI. So take AI out of the picture for a second. If you want to use a phone inside of HighLevel, make calls inside of HighLevel, which you absolutely can do. As a human, you're going to pay $1.15 per month. You're going to pay 0.0085 cents per minute, or whatever that is, a fraction of a penny per minute spent on the phone. So 500 minutes is less than $5 per month, or I guess that's per minute. So if in a month you spent 500 minutes on the phone, you'd be paying that much, which is pretty small. The AI piece, once you start adding AI onto those phone calls, then we have two different kind of options for voice AI. You can pay as you go, which is 13 cents per minute, or you can go unlimited for $97 a month. So depending on volume, just however many minutes you spend on the phone, I could have done this math. I could almost do it off the top of my head. There's a certain amount of minutes where it makes more sense to do the unlimited versus pay as you go, but it's totally up to you. Doesn't really matter which one you do. But The only X factor is that with unlimited, you also get unlimited access to all the other AI employee features. So voice AI is just one of the AI features inside of HighLevel that provides a lot of value to small business. It's the one this workshop is focused on. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about other AI features inside of HighLevel, but just know when it comes down to the pricing, when you go 97 unlimited, that also is unlimited full AI employee versus pay as you go is just the voice AI. And you can also pay as you go with other AI features as well. So it's very flexible. It's all about just what's going to work best for your business. So now we got most or all of the different high level AI costs out of the way. This is what it costs to run voice AI inside of a business. Let's compare that to a human answering service. I just did some preliminary Googling. There's a bunch of different services, but I just looked at some of the sponsored search results on Google while I was putting this deck together. Posh, 210 per month for 100 minutes. There's different plans, right? So you only get 100 minutes at that point. 245 a month for 50 minutes at Ruby. And then even beyond just the actual costs, there's this whole factor of like, you've got to do onboarding every time something goes wrong or you want to make a change. You've got to get on a call with someone or send an email out to someone. You're dealing with long support wait times, et cetera. You have to babysit this stuff to make sure that it's going well when you use a human answering service. It tends to be harder to update instructions. You're going through, there's a third party involved and it's less reliable. Anytime there's a human involved, if it's a particular service or whatever, you never know if they're really going to execute your script perfectly or if they're going to have the wherewithal to be able to know how to say the right thing, right? Because that's just what's involved when humans are involved. And there's a lot of beauty to using humans, but there's some downsides as well. So just to recap, using voice AI and HighLevel is going to make you money, and save you time. And these are really, especially for resellers, these are like the three main buckets of value that you can provide to a local business. When we think about providing value to local business, we typically think in terms of how can we do one of three different things. There's only three different ways. Like logically, you can either make that business more money, or you can save them money, or you can save them time. Those are the three ways to add value. And voice AI and HighLevel does all three of those at once. You can pick up more phone calls to make them more sales, save them money that they would be spending on a human answering service, and save them time because now they don't have to worry about ever picking up the phone again. They don't have to worry about managing a third party doing it for them. Okay, now let's talk about your path to success with voice AI. Hopefully now you guys are all starting to understand, okay, this seems like a pretty good idea, right? So what do I do? What do I do next? How do I go? Where's the oomph to get me results with voice AI? Like I said earlier, there's two types of people on this call, and many of you put three in the chat, which means you are doing both of these things, right? You're going to use AI receptionist for your own business, and you're going to be a reseller and agency. So this will be relevant to almost everyone on the call, but I want to kind of go through the paths really quick just to make sure you understand how we're going to move forward from here. First of all, using voice AI in your own business, we're just going to set up and deploy. Your main call to action is to show up tomorrow to learn tech setup and deployment. Then you're going to launch and iterate. We'll talk about the mindset behind launching and iterating as we set up tomorrow. And you're going to lean on support resources as we go, which, as I mentioned, 24/7 live Zoom support, as well as the recorded course walkthrough. So you have everything that you need to be able to launch. And we're going to hit the exact tech steps tomorrow. But for folks who are in the second bucket, you're going to have all of that stuff, plus this extra question of how do I get clients or how do I talk to clients about this? Maybe some of you on the call already have clients and it's as simple as picking up the phone and being like, hey, Joe, I've just, let's beta test this thing. Let's pilot it. You've got great relationships with folks who trust you a lot. You've added a lot of value to their business already. Super simple. But some other folks on the call or maybe on the newer side, maybe you're new to the digital agency game and you're asking this question of how do I get clients? Well, we have not only all the tech support resources, but we also have entrepreneurial resources for you. And I'm just going to make this really easy. I think the most powerful thing that I've seen work really well for folks who are new and getting into this agency game for the first time, or maybe just struggling with a new offer. Maybe you've only ever done a particular service like SEO or whatever. So voice AI is kind of new for you. You're not sure how to talk about it. Do your first 1 to 3 clients for free. It's the most powerful way that I've ever seen folks start momentum. The most important thing to make sales and marketing is social proof. It's having videos and content and quotes and testimonial statements from people who look like your target avatar. So if I'm a local business and I'm thinking I might want to hire an agency for something, the number one thing that's going to sway me is seeing someone else who looks exactly like me, who got great results and is saying good things about the service and the results that they got. That's going to make me go, I want that too. I'm going to be attracted to that. I will be pursuing that agency to be working with them. So, from the agency's perspective, having that social proof is the most important thing. It's more important than even making money at the beginning. So, if you're at the beginning of your journey, based on what I've seen, I'm just going to give you that advice is just do your first one for free. A couple people, a couple businesses, a couple pilot tests, alpha tests, beta tests, whatever you want to call it. Just get into working with a business for free in exchange for a case study testimonial. It's going to be great for your own experience. You're going to get so much chops that way, just getting the experience under your belt without the pressure of like feeling like you have to deliver in order to justify pricing. The whole conversation around pricing is an interesting one that is really helpful to develop as you're providing value. So if you know you just made client one an extra $1,000 that month, or save them $500 that month, or both, or whatever, that gives you a lot of confidence to know what you should or need be charging for that service. So a lot of things get a lot easier once you just get some experience and some initial results under your belt, which is why we typically recommend doing at least your first client just for free. That said, we have all these entrepreneurial resources for you guys. This exists for you. I put this together with help from experts in our team. Website plus snapshot. As I mentioned, HighLevel does a lot of different things, including website building, automations, pipelines, calendars, checkouts. All this stuff has been pre-built for you. Snapshotified. What is that? That's a collection of all these assets pre-built. And so here's a quick GIF of just scrolling through the homepage of the website, white label sales video, button to click to demo voice AI, button to click to book a sales call. All of this sales infrastructure for building a business reselling that you can obviously customize to your heart's content and use all the different areas of HighLevel to collect payments, run your sales calls, do follow-up, manage your sales pipeline. You can build an entire business reselling voice AI, and you can build it inside of HighLevel using HighLevel. And that is obviously highly recommendable to people who have the most success with this, or the people who use it, right? So why not you? We also have prospecting scripts. Hey, my name's Haplin. I live around the corner from your shop, and I'm the fan of your burritos, whatever. I'm in San Diego, so Mexican food is huge here. I tried giving you a call a little bit ago, but I hit your voicemail. I specialize in helping small businesses set up AI employees that can answer the phone whenever you miss a call, recapturing revenue that would otherwise be lost. Okay, so you see where this is going. It actually invites them to demo. So this takes a little bit of customization, but we have these scripts for your outreach, for you to manage conversations, for you to approach new local small businesses to offer them this service to help them, right? Sales approach, our very basic approach to taking your first sales call, how we structure those based on what we see working in the marketplace. Group presentation, a huge strategy in the field right now is to go to BNI or chambers of commerce or other local meetups or groups of business owners that do accountability and support, et cetera. And oftentimes those groups are looking for ways to add value to them. They're looking for people to come do a guest presentation, come do an event, et cetera. And so networking at those events can be a great way to fish for clients when you do it the right way. And we have a white labeled presentation that you can go add value to these groups. Even if you don't make a sale, it's really helpful just to be able to talk about it correctly, talk to more people about it, rub shoulders, et cetera. So we have this white labeled group presentation that you can go use to build authority. Get a picture of you standing in front of a group. That's a nice way to make your Facebook profile stand out a little bit more, etc. As well as organic social posts. These are pretty rudimentary, but if you really need that extra hand holding, just getting on social media and being able to talk about this new service you're providing, we've got that for you as well. Want to give you a big disclaimer with all of this that I have a little bit of sales experience myself in the agency space. And so I have some chops. Different people on our team are very, very experienced, and we work very hard to put this together in a way that is in good faith to being of service to you as best we see your path forward to succeeding with reselling when it comes to these entrepreneurial resources specifically. But that said, it's mostly based on what we see working out in the community. The HighLevel community is a fantastic community where people share strategies, people connect. I highly recommend you get plugged into the HighLevel community, join our Facebook group, get into the university, etc., and make friends with other people using HighLevel, or just, you don't have to be friends, but make connections with people who are also using HighLevel, because there's so much to be learned from one another. And HighLevel actually learns from the community. We, as software entrepreneurs and as product developers and as people building this system, we look at the community and see what they are doing well, what they're succeeding with, and we use that to try to then repackage and help grow the community essentially. So we are learning from the community. But that all said, there are a lot of different approaches to sales and client acquisition. So we're giving you some great starting places as a beginner, but this is not the type of thing where we think our way is the right way. That's absolutely not. Anybody who says that is about sales and persuasion and social relationships is probably wrong. There's no right one way to do this type of thing. There's so many different approaches, and they're all valid to different extents in different contexts. So do what works for you. If you're coming from a coaching program where you already learned sales from Cole Gordon or Grant Cardone or whoever, if you've got your patented way, you've been selling cars since the 80s or something, follow your own approach, right? Do what you have confidence in. These entrepreneurial resources are for the beginners who want to take their first step and who want to just kind of cut the corner, who don't have other resources, and cut the corner and just take from us based on what we have had success with as agency entrepreneurs in our own right, as well as what we see working in the community. But at the end of the day, we are software people, right? So we are going to stay in our lane, have a high degree of confidence in what we can achieve in terms of button clicking, in terms of what the software can do, and allow businesses to be built in the community in the ways that make the most sense. We've been absolutely floored and impressed with the way people use these tools. We're always so surprised. So far be it from us to tell you the right way to talk about these things. Just use what's helpful and set aside what's not. So all of that said, this presentation is actually almost over, and we can get into Q&A and get into your homework. But your first step for everyone on this call, your first piece of homework is to get on your kickoff call. We offer a live one-on-one support call for every HighLevel user, right? Doesn't matter if you're still on trial, doesn't matter if you haven't paid us a penny. We want to get on a one-on-one onboarding kickoff call with you to talk through your situation, make sure your HighLevel account is set up. It spans far beyond just voice AI. HighLevel does a lot of things, and we want to make sure we do an intake, understand your business, what you're trying to do with it, and get your account set up for success. It's a huge piece of success here is doing these kickoff calls, and it is a very rare thing that so much value is provided before you've even paid us $1. So it's a big piece of our culture. We believe in investing in new users to make sure that they succeed, because we know we succeed only when you succeed. So get on your kickoff call. We'll have the link to that in a second. Second is access and review the playbook. Make sure you at least skim that. Just give that a quick skim. It's going to have a lot more in-depth tech support. We're also going to be going over this tomorrow. So get on your kickoff call, access the playbook, and then come back tomorrow to walk through setup and deployment. Tomorrow, we are going to be joined by Ryan Howell, who is even smarter than I am, believe it or not. Yeah, that's not saying a lot, but he is very, very, very smart. And he is going to be walking through the actual buttons that we click to set up voice AI inside of HighLevel. You'll see a lot of HighLevel resources in there. So it's going to be a lot more tech heavy tomorrow. Today was just kind of a lay of the land introduction, but we are going to learn everything and more tomorrow, and all that content is in the playbook as well. Beyond just your kickoff call, beyond just this workshop, beyond just the playbook, we still have 24/7 live Zoom support. So you're going to continue to lean on support resources. Every time you click a button and it doesn't do what you think it was supposed to do, you can get on Zoom with us. Just pop into Zoom, be like, hey, this button didn't do what I thought it was supposed to do. And we're there for you, and we're there to help you. It's a huge, unique, differentiating part of our culture, the extent to which we are invested in customer success. We're here for you in that way. And then here on your Zoom call with us, you're going to go to speakwith.live-walkthrough. Jordan, if you could help me out in the chat with that, I would be appreciative. And then it's a recorded walkthrough, the recorded course, the coursified version, the playbook of implementing voice AI inside of HighLevel is at gohighlevel.com/voice AI playbook. I actually want to take a quick second and JB, interrupt me if
Well, while you do that, Haplin, can we all just give it up for Haplin in the comments below? Help me give it up for Haplin. I mean, went through that solid step by step. As if you're a brand new user, then this is exactly what you need to replay, watch again, and take action on. So if you can just, let's show Haplin some support in those comments. We appreciate your attention. And I know, Haplin, you're going to walk through where to find the course content. I also have some additional questions here around finding the replays and some of the questions around getting started right now. Where do I give my credit card? So this is pretty cool. Hap, I'm gonna throw it back to you, and then if you need to share your screen, go right ahead.
Yeah, you should see my screen now. I totally forgot to plug this crazy thing. The whole reason we're doing AI focused stuff right now is not just because, well, it's incredibly effective. It is still the hottest thing in the market. Voice AI just got a big upgrade, so it's like getting better and better. And guys, if you don't know HighLevel, if you haven't been in the community for long, then I'm really excited for you to get plugged in just because of the speed of development. Voice AI just got launched in November of last year, so it's still a very, very new technology in general. And it's already gotten makeover. It's gotten like 3 rounds of makeovers. It's like continuing to get better and better and better. It's just crazy how the speed of technology these days. But to celebrate that and to really like push just how effective this is, we're such a believer in how well it's working that we're giving it away for free. So remember, I talked about unlimited is 97 a month for the AI employee. That actually is a totally free for the summer. So until September 1st, you can get 30 days free to experience the impact yourself. This should be in the Summer of AI tab, and it should be very straightforward to make sure you get free access. So for the person asking where to put their credit card, fortunately for you, there is nowhere to put your credit card. You're on a trial of HighLevel right now. That'll, expire at some point, at which point, hopefully you'll be making more money than you're paying us. And then AI is free. You'll pay $1.15 a month for your phone number. You can do that in app. We'll show you how to do that tomorrow. But yeah, there's not really that much to pay us at this point. Everything's been given to you for free, and this course is available for free. That's what I'm going to show you right now. So inside of HighLevel, when you first log in, you see that there's a little university here. You just click the university tab. That takes you to this beautiful place where you should have this AI local hero phone receptionist playbook. There's me. And here is that course. Some courses are crazy. They're like 4 weeks, 6 week long, this and that. We don't really do that here. We just try to show you what buttons to click. It's actually really straightforward. I pride myself on this course being very easy. It's a 1-minute introduction followed by a 7-minute, basically going over the same stuff I went over on this call. This is where all the entrepreneurial resources here. So the snapshot link, organic post templates on Canva, the group presentation on Canva, and then our prospecting and sales script and strategies attached as PDFs right there. All of that is right here. That's why I put it in the title, snapshot plus resources. And then we go over some pricing, but look, activating the AI employee. This is a 1-minute video, how to get a phone number. This is a 1-minute video. And then we start actually getting into the voice AI features, super powerful stuff. 1-minute video, how to set up a knowledge base.
Hey, Haplin, for
Yo.
some reason it looks like either your screen's delayed or you have to reshare. If you could just,
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Let me try sharing again. Ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, I see what the deal was. Sorry about that. It's because when I clicked on university, it opened a new tab. And so do you see my tab now?
yep.
Yeah, okay. So I won't rehash all this, but look at this. This is like a 10 video series, and each of these videos is pretty short. It's just what buttons to click in HighLevel to start to get it set up and launched. So like there's not a lot of fluff. It's very straightforward. It's very implementation focused. Our goal is to get you across the finish line and have your voice AI agent handling phone calls for your business and clients' businesses like as fast as possible. Anything that doesn't directly contribute to that is not in the course. So that's kind of our approach. This isn't like a 6-week long thing. This isn't some crazy long process. This is just very straightforward. The whole point of this is that it's easy for people to get into, because again, I'm not an engineer. JB, I don't think you're an engineer, right?
No.
Like we don't really know. We have fantastic, wonderful, talented individuals on our team that have coded this product, but the end result is that it's just something anybody can go through and click the button. So that's what we're here to do. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much what I got. JB, you want to fill in?
I mean, at this point, you hit the ball out of the park. The audience is super excited about just what you shared. We're gonna make this available in the course. So I know there's a couple questions here around the how to get to the university section. There's three playbooks. Um, do they get those playbooks when they sign up through the link below, or is there a separate sign up to get access to those rest of those playbooks?
So as long as you have access to HighLevel, you should have access to the whole suite of like all the playbooks that are relevant and necessary for you to keep things straightforward. There is somebody who said that they're having trouble accessing it. I will just show this really fast. Sorry, I want to make sure that I share the right tab. Let's go here. So in university, there is what's called agency view and sub-account view. As an agency, you have the ability to make as many sub-accounts as you want. But if you're in sub-account view, this might take a second to load just because when we stream, sometimes my computer can get a little overloaded. Arg. Yep, there. Okay, there it goes. So sub-account view kind of at the face of it looks exactly the same. It is very much not though. And for some reason, whoops, let me just refresh the page. There's a left-hand side with a menu, so that can kind of be deceiving, but the menu is very different. This is where all the features actually live. This is where voice AI actually lives. In order to get to the university, you actually switch to agency settings. So if I click up here, if you click here and you see a switch to agency view button, click that. That will take you into the agency view and where you can go see the Summer of AI promo and unlock that for yourself, as well as hit the university from there. So that's a tricky little thing that is, it gets, it's like riding a bike. You just have to learn it and it's hard to forget. But if you do that and you're still running into issues, I don't have time or bandwidth to be able to do stuff here on this type of a call, unfortunately. But the good news is that's why we have your kickoff call. So stuff like this, making sure you have access to your university, making sure that you have unlocked the AI employee for free, just making sure that you really have all this stuff. If you run into any issues or have any kind of logistical questions about just seeing the same things that I'm trying to show you, getting access to the entrepreneurial resources, getting access to the playbook, etc., that's what your kickoff call is for. Get on your kickoff call. We will walk through that with you. So yeah, happy to be able to plug that. There were some other.
Yep,
Yeah.
there was a question around porting phone numbers, getting the phone number connected to the voice AI. What's the easiest way for someone to get voice AI either forwarding in or connecting or however that works? You're the tech expert on that stuff.
Yeah, totally. So HighLevel's got the best way to do it all in app. So We put everything in app for you. You can acquire a phone number through what we call lead connector phone number system. It's our white labeled Twilio for the nerds out there who know what I'm talking about. But we keep everything in app for you. And if you are going to do SMS as a part of this effort as well, which is highly recommended, it's very powerful. Then we have all of the registration in app as well. So we brought everything in app, and it's all native to inside of HighLevel. The course walks you through that. It's super easy to do. If you already have a phone number that you want to port in, it, we're getting into some weeds and specifics that it's hard for me to know off the top of my head, but this is a great use of support. So if you've got a specific situation where you've got some VoIP or another Twilio number, whatever, most likely we'll be able to accommodate you and or figure out how to help you choose the best path to get started. Basically, it is a little bit more complicated and hairy and nuanced though, so I do recommend just connecting directly with support if you've got a more complicated situation. But for 95% of the people on this call, if you have been uh, not already knee deep in that other stuff I was talking about, and just go through HighLevel, get a number in HighLevel, attach it to Voice AI. It's super straightforward. It's a couple buttons that you just click them. So watch the course to know how to click those, or we'll show you how to do that tomorrow as well. Um, I'll future pace this. We'll talk about this tomorrow as well. But when it comes to the question of, well, my client has a phone number already. They've, on Google My Business, it's some phone number. So how do I make that go to Voice AI? We're going to solve that for you tomorrow on the call as well. So there's a couple different ways to get creative with solutions. Some solutions are much easier, but they don't quite go in as deep to get the most out of tracking or some of the other features in HighLevel, like, et cetera. So, but there are very, very easy ways to make sure your client's phone number still gets handled by the Voice AI and so on. So you don't necessarily have to rebrand your business or your client's business's phone number, reprint all the business cards, redo your Google, redo all your listings, change the signage out in front of the store, etc. We can keep the phone number and still also have a HighLevel phone number with Voice AI attached to it and get the best out of both worlds.
Awesome. And then one question here. You mentioned updates, Haplin. The updates that our developers, our product team are making public, do they need to be manually activating those for their account or their sub accounts, or are these some of the ones that are just happening and going live on their own?
Yeah, that's a great question. Whoever asked that, you're catching us at a wonderful time. So in the past, our typical culture has just been uh, make things better and release it, make things better and release it. And we're still erring on the side of anytime we can make things better, we do. And so you don't have to do anything in order to get the most out of that. We're about to launch some kind of good solution or program for the agency owners who are already working at scale, the bigger institutions, et cetera, who really want a lot more control over releases, having an opted in alpha like laboratory type of experience where you choose, like, we push them to you and then you choose when to push the updates to your clients so you can brand them and whatever. That's very, it's very minute in terms of the priorities of an agency. So for most of the people on this call, rest assured that updates are being automatically pushed, and HighLevel is making all of its features better literally every day. In our release channel, we have a channel in Slack that's like just the release posts. There's like 10 a day spanning all the different features of the software. So our CEO, Sean, does a fantastic job. He is in the Facebook group every day. I get screenshots of comments from our CEO saying, hey, this needs to be fixed. The man is a workhorse, but he does a Sean coming at you video. He will post videos in the Facebook group that will always be at the top of the page where he says Sean coming at you. And he just does a recap of all the new features and kind of helps you process and filters and just kind of disseminates like the most important ones, the most relevant ones, et cetera. Some of them are just all techie and don't really matter that much. It's just back end efficiency stuff or whatever. But whenever there's something worth hearing about, Sean posts a video in the group. And so that's a really cool part of our culture too. There are shirts that say Sean coming at ya because it's his catchphrase. So definitely highly recommend people joining the Facebook group to keep up to date with what's going on with HighLevel, because it is a very fast paced environment we are in. Digital marketing is fast. We can't even be apologetic about it anymore. In this day and age, 2025, marketing online, making money online, things change very rapidly. So we do everything that we can to not just keep up with it, but to be at the front of it. And yeah, that's my spiel on that. Great question, though.
Awesome. So look, y'all, if you're driving, listening in, you didn't get to watch the full course of information that was shared, make your way into the Facebook business page. There'll be a videos section where you can rewatch the replay there, or you could jump on our YouTube channel at Go High Level and watch under the live tab the replays there. Tomorrow we're going to be back here at 12 p.m. Eastern. Happily, I know that the summer of AI is good until the end of the summer, but for someone that's like on like the holding pattern. Like, hey, I don't want to activate it till I'm fully ready. I don't want to activate it till I'm going to use every minute, every hour, every day of it. Could you share why they should just push the button and get it started today, at least for themselves?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're feeling timid or you're like, oh, I don't want to press the button until I know that I'm really ready to get the most out of it, whatever. First of all, the value proposition on this is insane. So, folks, we've seen businesses built off of recharging to their agency clients $500 a month or even more, and that's just kind of the foot in the door offer for this voice AI. The trick with HighLevel, and the really cool thing about HighLevel, and this is getting a little bit into the weeds, but it does so much that helps businesses that it's and comes fully integrated. And so once a business gets going on a service like voice AI, that's kind of just the foot in the door. Like that oftentimes is the introductory offer, the tip of the spear, whatever you want to call it. But lots of businesses end up needing a lot more solutions. And once you get into that relationship, it becomes very obvious that, like, oh my goodness, they're not following up with all their leads. They're running Facebook ads that are getting negative ROI right now. Like they're messy. They're all over the place. And HighLevel has solutions for all this stuff. And once you get them set up on one of the features, they already have a HighLevel account where it's just 3 more clicks of a button to get them set up on something else that's really going to help them. So the value proposition of this, even alone, is insane in terms of the potential value that you'll be providing to businesses. So I think um, getting the most value out of a free month of voice AI is probably not as high a priority in my mind as the need to start building momentum. So even if you've done nothing else at this point, click the button, get started on voice AI, because then that you'll have it, and that will light the fire for you to actually start your prospecting activities, reaching out to your past clients, reaching out to your next best opportunity to get into a good relationship, providing this service to a local business. So there's the motivational aspect. But I will say, if you are for whatever reason not buying that, let's say you're like, not for me. Like, I'm not ready yet. I'm going to go sleep on it. I'm going to cancel my trial and sign up under another email later. Like, I'm not ready, whatever. That's okay. Go through the course. That's what I recommend that you do. If that needs to be your first action, if you're not even ready to talk to a human, some people are just, I'm not ready for a one-on-one call. It just, they're going to ask me questions and I'm not going to know the answer, which is totally fine, by the way. Who cares? But some people are scared of that. Okay, fair enough. No pressure. Just go through the course. Go watch an hour of videos from me talking you through voice AI, showing you how to set it up. That's where I recommend that you start if you're just not ready to take the next step. That fair enough?
More than fair, Haplin. And I think our audience here who's taking the time to join us looks like they agree. There are a lot of questions. We're going to make our way back to the comments and make sure we get those questions answered, whether it's on YouTube and Facebook. How about tomorrow? We're back. I'm back here with Ryan tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. And I know you'll be back just to make sure that the team and everyone's got everything out there that's needed for them to be successful. Happen, thanks for hanging out with us here and just kind of unpacking this step by step, as simple and easy for anyone and everyone to take action. Again, in the comments below, if you can help me give Haplin a round of applause, man. This guy puts all his heart and effort into it because he loves what he does and he's part of our community. For all of you, thank you for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. The snapshot link is below. The resources link is below. The link to the live walkthrough is below. The people below are there to help you below. So take action, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you again. Kaplan, you got to say bye, man. We just keep having
Oh,
you.
it
Come on,
was a
man.
pleasure, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate all your guys' attention, your activity in the comments. There's actually, since I have the floor now, since JB's letting me talk, there was one question I remember seeing, which was, does it do outbound? At this point, no, because we're trying to really button up and navigating the compliance and regulatory environment around robocalls and AI on the phone and stuff. There is a way to do it that we are moving forward with. So right now in the UI, there is an outbound call option. It's just grayed out and says coming soon. So our plan is to release outbound calls as soon as humanly possible, just based on what's safest for agencies from a compliance framework and a legal framework, and just making sure that we're doing right by the businesses that we're serving. So that's all there is to outbound at this point. But yeah, thank you so much, JB, for having me. This was a pleasure. Super excited for you guys to learn about what buttons to click in the course and tomorrow with Ryan, and get across the finish line. Just have that thing start taking calls and start providing value.
I love how you opened up that Q&A again at the end. You love the
Yeah, I know. I
Q&A.
couldn't help
Fun
myself.
fact about Haplin, he loves Q&A. If you got questions, tag him. I'll probably get heat from you for telling everyone to tag you, Haplin. But hey, it's no fun if we can't throw a little fire. Look, y'all, thank you again. I'm gonna hit the end stream here button, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys.